Hello everybody and welcome back to Hof Bergmann. Now of course we're in the SILPHIE field. I did start this in the previous episode and discovered that SILPHIE yields extremely high. I had a relatively small harvester, the Rostomash, although yeah, still physically a very big machine, which wasn't really going to be enough. So I've decided to go for this. This is on ModHub, and yes, it looks fantastic. Not to mention, it's also much cheaper than the alternatives, so this could be really handy. I just don't know what kind of spec to go for. It does range from 516 horsepower to 925, which is quite considerable. I think it's probably going to be best just to go for the 990, the biggest. Yep, there we go, it's looking fantastic. So £14,586. This is instead of the Rostomash, so I have been refunded some of the money. And we need to get the header, which is also not... What am I doing? It's not going to be cheap. Yes. Let's go for this one here. 9 meters. Right, so that's actually... It makes sense, about 100 horsepower per meter, which certainly sounds like plenty. Very nice. Okay, so let's get that attached. Put some beacons on. And yeah, I'm really hoping we can plough through this at a fast rate, because it's still going to be a pretty big job and I just want to get it finished today. I definitely do not want to be taking it over another episode. Wow, this machine has some power. 0 to 33 in about 2 or 3 seconds. In a forager. Seems crazy. Okay, so we can actually come off here, so we're going to be joining up with this piece. And I still don't know if I'm going the best way across the field. Oh, nice. Different camera view. This must look amazing when it's unfolding. And when it's working. Wow. Right, so yes, do I go... I think, yeah, since I've started, we shall continue in the same direction. It's going to be a bit tricky because I have just stopped the previous one where it was. But look at that working with. That is so good. I think what I'm going to have to do is try and get the worker just to start where it is. Hopefully it will do. And also when it comes to the compacting, I would love to have a worker going backwards and forwards over it, but it's going to be in the way. I need to do it evenly, so it's going to have to do that when we're finished. Okay, so is that good enough? Can we go with that? Looks like we probably can do. Fantastic. So yeah, it's only taking in half a header's width. That would have been a full header's width on the Rostomash. But yeah, this trailer is going to fill up extremely quickly, and that's going to become apparent in a minute. When it turns around and heads back down the other way, yeah, it's going to be filled probably before we even get to the far side. Okay, let's just give it space to turn around. Okay, it drives into the crop, just like all workers. I don't know if that's going to be changed for 22. We did see some gameplay footage of a worker doing that. But yeah, it's still work in progress, so you never know, maybe it will be changed. I should think it is a pretty hard aspect of the game to work on though. Like, intelligent workers must be difficult. Right, so how far will we get before it's filled? Will we get to the far side? I'm going to say no. This will be interesting. Look at that fill rate. Maybe we will do, I don't know. But still very impressive. We're biting off a huge chunk. I would love to be in the forager, because then I can see the different camera angles. Yeah, we'll make it. But we're not going to get very far back up again. And this is all going over to the BGA in the pits just outside the gate. This was for the best though. If I'd continued with the Rostomash, it would have taken forever. Well, it would have taken the whole episode, whereas with this I'm hoping it's not going to take the whole episode. I would actually like to cultivate this field and even possibly re-drill it, although drilling can wait until spring. Okay. So it's 80%. It is a very big trailer. I don't know if I should increase the vehicle sounds, the machines. I get some people saying they're too quiet, and I don't get anybody saying they're too loud, so it makes me think that I should just tweak it a little bit. I don't like touching the sound settings though. I feel I'll mess them up. Okay. So I'll take this first load over there in real time, and then I'll time lapse a good section of this field. I don't know how much it's going to be, but there we go, we are full. Accelerating as fast as I can do. It's a big tractor as well. And yes, this is going to be a great way of recovering money. We only have £1,900. I've just increased the vehicle volume by 10%, so looking at my mixer, it's just right. It's sort of in the amber colour, which usually means it's not overpowering my voice too much. The top end of the amber, although you can't see it, does come across too loud, but it's right at the bottom. So anyway, please let me know. I'd love to have some feedback. Always very helpful. Anyway, I'm going to put this here. And yeah, it's also different for all tractors. Like some tractors are extremely loud. Others, probably like this one, aren't too loud at all. So nice and steady, nice even spread. And the next load is going to have to go back over the first load, or sort of in between actually. We currently have ridges and furrows. Need to fill in the furrows. So, yes, I'll crack on. And whilst I do this time-lapse, if you want to, please do try and guess how many litres we're going to have in total in the pit. I'm going to guess at 300,000 litres, which is probably more than it's going to be. But yeah, just considering how much it's yielded, yeah, I don't know how far off I'm going to be with that. Might be close, might be more like 2 something, but yeah, please do have a guess. Okay, so here we are back over at the field with the next load. I was probably a very long way off when I said 300,000. As it turns out, the pit already has 370,000 litres into it. I didn't take into account the amount of loads I'd already done, and that it was 53,000 litres every load. So it's probably going to be more like 500,000 or 600,000 litres, which is obviously very good. Just think about the money, it's going to be incredible. But yes, at the same time it's going to be a bit of a job transferring it to the processor. I'm certainly going to have to use a conveyor belt. No way am I going to scoop it up, it's going to take forever. So this load is almost full. I would just feel, it wouldn't feel right going back without 100%. Even though it is such a tiny amount. Yeah, so a lot has been spilt out the front here. Certainly need that JCB. I was trying to avoid it, but yeah, as it turns out it's still spilled. So we must be on 400 and something thousand. Yes, we are. Amazing. It's going to be about 410. But I'm going to get it all finished off before I start cleaning up. Really, we should have the worker going backwards and forwards over it, because that's going to spill more out, but I would prefer just to push loads of it into the middle of the pit. Maybe scoop it up from the front and tip it over the side in the middle. I was going to do this as a live stream, but then realised that just this in real time might have been a bit too much. Being able to time-lapse it is always good. Like, some of it in real time is nice, but you probably wouldn't want to see the whole thing in one go. Even though, yeah, a live stream is more interactive. But in a video, I can time-lapse, I can then move on to another job. We can mix things up. And we have that left. What do we have? It's about a third. So, still quite a lot. Maybe another 200,000 or 300,000 litres. Okay, we're getting to the stage now where it's just becoming very hard to climb because it's not being levelled as we go. And yes, we are getting very close to the end, so that is good news. I'm going to have to probably go up from the other direction. And yes, this time I'm going to show you the pipe view on the Forager. It's very impressive. I've just taken a look and yeah, I was blown away by it. I've got it all set up on Follow Me, so if we just set that off, all I have to do is just get onto the harvester. It should start up, the pipe should go over the trailer, and we'll be on our way. I'll turn off the field of, the HUD. The field of view is very good, that's what I was going to say. It just looks really impressive. Just look at that. It's amazing. We do have 360 view. I think that's such a nice feature. I do have to jump out and stop the tractor though, otherwise it's going to drive into the harvester. Fantastic. Okay. So what do we have left? We have not too much, but it is still, because it is SILPHIE, it's still a considerable amount. Really, it's not going to fit in the pit easily without compacting it all first, but we have to get it done today. And you know, earlier I said it would have been a full episode with the roster mash. Yes, it would be a full episode with the Claas. It would have been about a week's worth of episodes with the roster mash. So I'm very pleased that I have changed the Forager. I think what I might do in a second is get the cultivator and start cultivating this field on the far side. Hopefully it doesn't crash into anything. There's not much to crash into. But yeah, this whole episode has been taken up by SILPHIE harvesting. Good timing though. Looks like it's going to be full just as we get to the end here. And I'll take this opportunity to stop the harvester, give the worker a break. We'll save a bit of money. So yes, I'll go and tip this and then we'll get the Claas Axion with the cultivator and we'll start it over there. I was going to go over the other side, but actually if I just creep up this side, I might get away with it. No, 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 no. No! No, it's hit the wall. No, in that case we'll have to go the other way. Also, please let me know if you think the video is smoother than it used to be. I have changed my encoder settings. And I believe this takes more power because before, on my previous settings, my uninterruptible power supply, didn't have a problem with the power consumption, and now, when you change it, for this to be smoother, it sets off an alarm and says I'm overloading it, so I've had to disconnect that altogether. So this must take more power, so I hope that it is smooth. If it isn't, if it's no better, I might as well just put the other encoder back up again, because then I have the uninterruptible power supply, meaning if there's a power cut, it won't just shut the computer down, it will save what I'm doing. Okay, so just park that there. Yeah, from this angle it looks like there's still loads left to do. But we are getting it done today, no doubt about it. Right, okay, so here we have the cultivator all ready to go. The game itself does stutter sometimes, it's just the way it is. I've got so many mods and everything. I think I will actually start here just to avoid confusion for it. I shouldn't have to do the lower headland though, just this top piece. And yes, once it's all been cultivated I will probably spread digestate, and then we'll be drilling over the top of that. But I don't think we're going to be drilling this year. I think it's going to be a spring crop. Gives me time to think as well, instead of rushing a crop, just so that we've got something in the ground. Like the SILPHIE wasn't even put in until the spring, so it's fine. Right, okay. I'll set that off and we'll see how we go. Once we've done this, yeah, we're going to have to get that JCB across to the other farm, sorry, to the BGA. Get things tidied up. And then next time we'll just have a worker on courseplay. If courseplay works on this map, actually, I know this map, because it is so advanced and different, it has so many different features, I know that some things don't work with it. I don't know if courseplay works with it. If anybody knows, please do let me know. If it doesn't, then I have quite a job on my hands. Compacting and levelling. Would have to get some huge heavy machine with a compactor. Well, this is it. This is the final piece of SILPHIE, finally. Yep, it's taken the whole episode, way longer than expected. I think it's mostly just because of the carting. So much time going backwards and forwards. The pit is pretty much full. Last time I saw a pit that full was in the multiplayer server with 16 other players. Impressive stuff. I just don't know how I'm going to shift it. Well, actually, I know how I'm going to shift it, I don't know how I'm going to compact it. It's going to be a bit of a challenge. Anyway, that worker has gone home. That forager has been fantastic. So thank you so much to MB3D modding and also STV modding. Brilliant. Really, really nice. Certainly worth getting. it is available on ModHub. So that's been returned. We don't want to be spending any more money. We're already on minus 2,350, but we do still have loads of dried grain to sell. So that's going to be nice. And yeah, you can see it's all going well. That tractor is almost halfway across. So yes, I said 300,000 litres, and that might be overestimating. Yes, goes to show how much I underestimated. Just tip this in here, bring the JCB across, try and sort out this front piece. But yeah, so much compacting to do. It's looking like we have around 750,000 litres. I think that's probably going to increase though, because some of that is spilt out. So maybe almost 800. Whoop, last second decision. Yeah, almost 800,000 litres somehow needs to be compacted and sold. Yeah, we're just going to have to run conveyor belts to sell it, which will be interesting. Just like the money, that's going to be quite interesting, the amount of money that we make from this. Wow. We're going to be set for life with digestate, and I don't have a clue how much money we're going to make from it. We're going to pipe it in the pipeline. Methane, I'm guessing. Even with this huge bucket, it's not going to make much of an impact. Try and fill in these craters. I just want to get it away from the front. Driving on it obviously spoils it out again. Just as long as it's within the boundary of the pit, when I put the sheet over, it'll all be okay. Well, I suppose the good thing is, because it is so big now, it's kind of making a flat top automatically. So yeah, we'll be driving up and down over that rather than coming out of the pit when I compact it. Just do one more big bucket load on this side, and then we'll check the other side. And then next time will be the time when we have to find some kind of solution to levelling and compacting. Yes, it's actually smooth enough to drive up now. But if anybody has any really good suggestions, please do let me know. Compaction level 30%, which doesn't sound too bad, but I think yeah, it's still going to take an extremely long time. Actually no, it looks like it is almost all in, so it was 752,000 litres. Get that over there. I can't believe it. I've never seen a pit so full in one of my single player games. Seen it in multiplayer, because there's tons of people doing so much work, but not in one of my single players. Okay, so I'm just going to take this over here. There's a big dip. And that looks like our total, 753,488 litres. So if you said that, and if you said that exact number, well, I think you probably deserve a medal actually. That was hard to guess. That was super hard to guess. I was way off. I was so badly wrong. Please do let me know what you thought. I'm sure there'll be some people who post that exact number. But if you genuinely did, which is highly unlikely, congratulations, you are an absolute genius. Anyway, we're going to conclude this video here. That was quite a bit of work. That's going well. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.